But now that you realize you need to be a certain type of student to go on this exchange, you realize that all the questions they ask are well worthwhile and they really help them pick the right student.
Do you know how many students applied for this?
I don't know an exact number, but I'm thinking somewhere from like 15 to 20
15 to 24?
that applied,
Okay.
just from Sudbury, I'm assuming.
Okay. Does the Rotary Club, it's hard to quantify what they put into it, but the Rotary Club, do they contribute to the personal expenses, or is it just their contribution is the organization of the tour?
They contribute so much, like our Mattawa weekend, that was all on the Rotary clubs.
Okay.
So each student that went, Rotary completely funded that entire weekend. So our first weekend there, that we met all of the other exchange students, we did not pay a dime. So Rotary does so much for us before, during, and after. And even while we're there, they're doing so much, and they're helping us with every little thing that we need. The Rotarians, they're there any hour of the day.
Yeah.
You call them, you text them, you email them. They end up just being like a second family member. Like, they're so close to you. So
Like a coach?
yeah, and even if they're not directly giving you money, they're giving you support, they're giving you love, they're giving you tips, tricks, like anything you could ever need. Like, you cannot put a price on what they're actually giving you.
I think there are 2 Rotary Club organizations in Sudbury, aren't there?
Yeah, there are.
Are they both part of the International Rotary, or are they different?
There's the Rotary Club of Sudbury, who was the original club that actually went out looking for the exchange students this year. And then there's the Rotary Club of Sudbury Sunrisers.
The Sunrisers,
Yeah.
That's the early morning one.
Yeah, the very early morning one. And they originally weren't going to take a student. But the Rotary Club of Sudbury approached and said, we have amazing students this year. Do you guys want to come back into the exchange program and sponsor a kid with us?
Okay.
So they ended up saying, sure. So now both Georgia and myself are sponsored by both clubs, shared right down the middle.
Oh, good, okay. So that's how they determine how many they can send.
Yeah, so it's if you have a second Rotary club, you get a second kid, if both Rotary clubs are open to it. If you have one, then you're only limited to one student. But it's amazing having both of them. So I'm going to 2 Rotary meetings, meeting twice the people I would have been normally. It's amazing.
And there's some pretty high-profile individuals in the Rotary Club.
There's a lot that are, they're very high up in the community.
Yeah.
But they talk to us as if they're equal to us. They're no better, like, when they speak, they're no better than us.
So what they're doing is they're showing you that your personality is basically what they had to get where they are now.
Yeah, it's exactly what they had, and they're all like moms, dads, brothers, and sisters. They're all so close to you and so ready to be there for you that no matter how high up they are in the community, they'll always be by your side during this exchange.
Sounds like it's been a pretty good experience so far.
I cannot
Even without
complain.
leaving.
Yeah, I cannot complain. This has been like the best few months of my life. Like, this is just so fun.
Has it had an effect on your school?
It hasn't. My schooling's still where it was before I found out I was going on exchange. If anything, it's made me work harder. It's given me something to look forward to, something to say, this is where I'm going to be in a few months. And while I'm there, I'm still gonna try just as hard, and it's just making you work harder for everything you do.
Yeah. I guess the dynamics and the reality of North America is that your grade 11 and 12 years tend to count more for getting into university.
Yeah.
So I guess you would have a choice coming back as to whether to take your full 2 years afterwards as separate years and just complete over 5 years as opposed to 4, or use as many of those courses as you can get credit for in Croatia.
Yeah.
And then possibly have to pick up a couple.
That's what I think I'm gonna do. So this year, because I'm in French immersion at St. Charles, we only have 1 elective. And that, instead of taking that 1 elective and taking a gym course or something like that, I fast-tracked my grade 11 French world religion. So when I come back,
Compulsory.
yeah, so it's a compulsory course. So because I go to a Catholic
Mhm.
French immersion school, it's compulsory for
Yeah.
me. So I now have one grade 11 course out of the way.
Right.
So now I'm down to, I'm only trying to make up 7 courses rather than 8.
Right.
So while I'm there, if I can take 4 French courses, whether it be geography, history, French class, anything, that'll help take out more courses that I need to do when I come back. So as of now, I'm hoping to come back and do, focus my grade 12 year on math, science, and English, and hopefully not have to do the second year because I'm shooting for such a high goal of doing well while I'm there and transferring most of my credits while I get back.
So you could still do this and still get out in 4 years.
Yeah, so and I think that'll be best just for the fact that university means so much to me, and not the faster, but like if you get into university the year you should have been in university as pre-planned due to your age and whatever else, the faster you're getting into the job force.
Yeah.
So it
I've,
just seems to all work
Oh,
better.
it does. I've talked to many students who wanna take that extra year to play sports, and I've asked them what it's gonna cost, and their answer is always it doesn't cost anything, and I pointed out to them, well, it's probably costing you $40,000 or $50,000.
Yeah, it does end up
So
costing
what
a lot. If you
you're
think
missing
about
a full
it,
year's salary.
yeah, you're missing a full year of salary. In some cases you may be lucky enough to do that extra year of high school, get into university and get out and get a job. But in other cases, if you, like I want to go into the biochemistry field. So the more time I can do in university, the more time I can do apprenticing and doing actual, like going into the job force, the better it's gonna be for me.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where, if there's a reason that you have to, then,
Yeah.
you've got that extra time to take, but if it's just, if you don't have a good reason, it's
Yeah, and I'm open to
it's
that.
very expensive.
Yeah, like I'm open to coming back and say I don't get the credits. I'm okay with that because I didn't miss the year for no good reason.
Oh, so you can't get a better
Yeah,
education
so
over
I'm-
here.
Exactly. So I missed it for a good reason. So if I come back and I don't have the credits or whatever it may be, I'm okay with doing that extra year. That has I have no problem with that.
And coming back, you're gonna have to answer to your mom for not getting the credits. So
Yeah.
you'll probably get the credits.
Yeah, and like you're showed the expectation of you're not gonna get the credits while you're there. Like you were told, well, if you don't get them, be prepared to do the extra year. So you already have set in your mind, maybe I won't be able to come back and just go and get out of high school. Like maybe you'll have to stay that extra year. So I'm prepared for that. If I do, I'm okay with that and I have no problem with it.
But you know that being selected probably means that there's a good chance you're gonna get all the credits you can.
Yeah, and
Otherwise you
they
wouldn't have been
think they
selected.
assume that when they do your interview, it's can you keep up with the workload while you're in your host
Yeah.
country? Are you going to actually put in the effort that you need to get those credits? So if we put it in front of you, you have an opportunity to get 5 credits. Go. Are you gonna do it, or are you gonna back down and say no, it's okay. I can just miss a year when I get back. Like it's okay. I'm fine.
How did you not convince them, but how did they determine that a 16-year-old is gonna be able to stay away from home for 10 months?
Well,
Like, that's, not an easy,
and especially like 15. I'm 15 right
Yeah,
now,
you're
so
15 now.
it's during my interview at the end. It was, you're really young. Like normally we take someone who's a year older than you, turning 17 before they leave.
that must have been stressful.
I was freaking out about that. I was like, oh man, like I'm not gonna get chosen because of this. But really, it's just when you're in your interview, just prove to them that you're ready. Prove to them that the maturity level you have now is that of someone who's 17, if not of someone who's older. Prove to them that the dedication that someone who's 17 is gonna put in, you can put in and you can match it, and you may be able to up it by 1.
So it's no different than being on American Idol.
Yeah, really, you could be a 15-year-old walking into American Idol, and you may have to be just as good as the person who's 45.
Yeah.
You really don't have a choice. It's if you want it, you're gonna fight for it, and you're gonna do whatever it takes to get that spot.
That's excellent. What have we missed about this? I wanna talk about the raising of the funds a little bit more. If a person was interested in considering this for themselves next year? Have we missed anything that I haven't touched on that you wanted to bring up?
If someone's interested, in next year in applying for this exchange, there's 2 Rotary clubs, Rotary Club of Sudbury and Rotary Club of Sudbury Sunrisers, both of which have amazing presidents right now. Both of them have amazing members, and any Rotarian, you can just Google Rotarians of Sudbury. So many will pop up. Anyone will give up hours out of their day to find you an application form, to email it to you, anything. So if this is what you want to do, there's not a better company, there's not a better organization, there's nothing better that would give you more dedicated members, and they'll all get you the form whenever that you need it. So this is the best company.
How many students, exchange students, are still in Sudbury that have come back? Like this has been going on for a while, so there must be some that are still in town, some older ones that are still in town.
I actually haven't met any that are from Sudbury, I believe.
No?
But I know of one girl who has been the biggest help to me. Like, I praise her. She's from Ottawa and she went to Croatia. And she stayed, she's doing university, she's amazing. Like any exchange student you meet, there's one in Croatia now from Barrie. She's been just as big of a help. Like, both of them have been amazing, and they're all going back home, going to little hometown universities. Like, you're still gonna stay home and do as much as you can there, because you still want to help the community that helped you become so big in that country.
So I guess ultimately the Rotary clubs would like to see you remain in Sudbury. for your
Maybe
career.
remain in Sudbury, or even leave Sudbury but come back.
Come back.
Come back just to help them. So I could leave and go to Alberta per se, but if they have a Rotary meeting, any of their big fundraisers, Rotary would love for you to just come back, show that you're still supporting them, show that you're there for them, and that they invested so much time and money and effort into you that you're going to invest that back into them.
Good. That's really neat. Fundraising again. You've got the website has your, what do we call this again?
Crowdfunding?
Crowdfunding.
Yeah.
But your crowdfunding is a little bit different because you're not just asking for money, you're actually going to show your appreciation.
Yeah, so every time someone donates to me, there is a reward level per donation on my website. It's written there on the right-hand side of my website. As soon as you open up, you can see it. Every level of donation, there's some sort of gift that you get, whether it be the $10 and you get a Croatian email, thank you email with English translations, or whether it be as far as the one that gives you a tour of 2 Croatian landmarks, 2 postcards, a handwritten Croatian letter, Croatian button. One you get a handcrafted Croatian piece of memorabilia. So I could go to a local market and you could say, oh, I collect porcelain dolls, just per se. And I could find you a handmade Croatian porcelain doll, and that'll be in the mail for you. So I show my appreciation for what you've given me and for how much you've helped me achieve this dream and this goal. So anything that's donated, you're not just investing money in me and not seeing it come back. You're investing it and seeing, following my journey, and I'll be updating my website every few days, if not maybe every week. You'll be able to follow that, and you'll also be able to maybe put the doll or put the card on your nightstand, and you'll be able to go like, she did this for me because I helped her.
Yeah, that's good. That's a very nice way of doing it.
Yeah.
And your website manager, you're managing it yourself, or
I'm my own
When
website manager.
so when you're over there, you're gonna post your
Yeah,
pictures?
so it's all posted by me, all of it's run by me. Any pictures you see uploaded, that's all me uploading. There's no one that has, no one that would be posting on my behalf. So if
Wow.
any,
It's nice to have some support in
yeah,
that way too. because,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, your mom is is recognized as one of the premier website designers in the area too, so, but I mean, the nice thing I like is that there's places where you're gonna show people you've met, you
Yeah,
have
and there's,
appreciation for your sponsors.
yeah,
So I mean, this is gonna be a very educational, informative website as it's going along for the full
and
year
there's a
too.
lot of, any Rotarian I meet that's helped me. The students that are in Croatia and came back from Croatia that have been putting in hours on Skype, Facebook, they're all gonna have a place on my website where it says, people I've met.
Yep.
Each one of them is gonna have a picture with me, or a picture by themselves, depending if they live far away or not. And my appreciation for their dedication and their time spent helping me is all gonna be showed on there. So anyone that has ever put time in.
And
They're-
wait till you see the appreciation of the people in Croatia for the recognition you give on your website.
Yeah, it's
You're
gonna be good.
You're gonna be really given the royal treatment. Because again, it is I'm sure most cultures are like that, but it is a culture that if you show appreciation and do something nice for anybody over there, you are, going to have a friend for life.
Yeah, and it's very true. Lots of the exchange students say, like, I met this person and they were a stranger. Now it's 5 years later and they're my best friend, and they're standing in my wedding. They're standing by my side when I'm doing this. They were at my graduation, things like that. Like, just, you really make friends for life.
Yeah, this sounds good. Can I apply? No. I mean, it does sound really good. Again, as we get moving on, it's gonna be nice when you start adding little video clips, and I'm sure you're gonna get into video clips too.
Yes.
And we can see the growth, and you're scheduled to leave when?
I don't have a set date as of now, but I'm
It'll be the end of-
assuming the middle of August.
Right. Their school year starts same time as ours?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it'll be nice, we'll try to get you back on sometime after 2 or 3 months and see how things are progressing. Maybe even get the other one from Sudbury coming in and have both of you
That'd be
talk
great.
about your experience, cause I think this is the kind of thing where, as much, as a lot of focus is on the exchange and the experience of being in another country, I probably could say that this is probably the least expensive extra education that you can get.
Yeah.
You couldn't get a better education going to any university or,
No, you'll never
And
experience what
for
you're
the
going to
price.
experience there. Yeah,
can you
it's
imagine
true.
if you had to go to a private school?
It is true, but like, and honestly, like what I'm going to experience while I'm there will never compare to what I'm going to experience sitting in a classroom in Sudbury, sitting in a university anywhere in Canada. You'll never experience that.
The Candace that comes back is not necessarily gonna be the Candace that leaves.
No, and I see that already. It's only been a few months, and we've only had 2 weekends where we've gotten together. I've changed already. I have a different outlook on it. I'm looking for things that need help in Sudbury, how I can benefit Sudbury, just certain things where it's, you slowly see you're already changing, but you haven't left yet. But
So
it
you-
always changes for the positive.
So you've turned 18 already.
Basically, yeah. In some ways, yes.
By the time you come back, you'll be 25.
Yep. I'll be getting older and older while I'm
There
there.
you go. Hey, your mom will be too while you're gone. I'm sure. Very nice. Candace, it's been great. Candace Larsen, Rotary International Exchange student to Croatia. It's been wonderful. We will get back again.
Thank you very much.
It's been great. And I hope, again, as the video is available for people to look at, that they get a feel for how this type of thing changes a person even before you leave.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it's truly amazing. It is.
So you've been listening to Learning Clinic on CKLU 96.7 FM. I am your host, Bob Kirwan, and we've been talking to Candace Larsen about her exchange program to Croatia next year. Stay tuned and be with us next week when we have a couple more guests in on the Learning Clinic.
On Sunday, May 25th, you are
A couple
invited
commercials
to
and